Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. Today we have a new lesson in Mega Goal 6. But before we start our new lesson, let's have a quick overview of the previous lesson. We started talking in the previous lesson about the title of the unit, which is Beauty is only skin deep. Beauty is only skin deep. We discussed the meaning of this expression together, and we said that it means that the beauty is something that is artificial, something that doesn't reflect the inner beauty of the people, and it doesn't reflect the personal traits of everyone. After that, we went to page 34, where we listened to some stories of beauty tools, about the beauty tools like hairbrush, lipstick, deodorant, nail polish, and so on. In each one of them, we listened to these stories or the history of each one of these tools. We learned the new words. We also discussed some of the expressions in each one of these texts. After that, we tried to discuss the things in common between these four tools, the history of each one of them, when was it created, when did it move to the manufacturing era. After that, we went to the quick check part, where we had two exercises. The first one is vocabulary, and the second one is comprehension. In the vocabulary, we had 7 words: appealing, extracted, privileged, traced, elements, obsession, and synthetic. We explained the meaning of each one of them. We said that appealing means something beautiful, something grabs the attention. Extracted means something taken out or removed from something else. Privileged means someone with special rights. Traced means following someone, like we say the police traced the thief. Elements means group of parts. For example, we use this word with the chemical elements. We say with the chemical parts, but we don't use the word parts. We say chemical elements. After that, we have the word obsession, which means thinking or not getting over something. The last one, synthetic, which means man-made, something not authentic, something is made by putting many things together. Then we answered the questions, and we put each one of the words in the suitable blank, and the answers are as shown here on this slide. After that, we went to the comprehension part. In the comprehension part, we had 4 questions. These 4 questions made us think and reflect about what we read. We read each question, then we went back to the texts or the paragraphs to find the answer. We did that. We did all that together. We answered the first one, which is, what were hairbrushes made out of thousands of years ago? And the answer is, they were made out of animal hair, porcupine quills, shells, and bone. The second question is, what are some of the different ways that lipstick has been made throughout history? And the answer is, lipstick has been made from seaweed and iodine, ants and beetles, and castor oil, beeswax, and animal fat. The third question and the answers of the third and the fourth questions are as shown here on the following slides. Then we move to the workbook on page 22. We have the first exercise, which is A. In exercise A, we had some scrambled words, and we were asked to unscramble these words, to rewrite or rearrange each word so we can make it, or so it makes sense again. We started with the first one, which is EDXETTRCA, and the word is extracted. The rest of the word, you were asked to find or to rearrange them so they make sense. And the answers of these words are as shown. Then we went to the second exercise, which is about the definitions of the word or of the words mentioned in the previous exercise, which is the quick check vocabulary part. On the right side, we have definitions, explanations for the meanings of the words, and on the left side, you are asked to put the correct word, and the answers of these definitions are as shown here on this slide. Today on page 36, we have a grammar lesson. In each grammar lesson, we learn some grammatical rules so we can use them to form or to structure a sentence properly. Today we are going to focus on the noun clause, beginning with that. This is the first part. A noun clause. What is the noun clause? A noun clause is a dependent clause that comes within a statement. A noun clause is a dependent clause that provides a statement within another statement. Some noun clauses are introduced by the word that. So today we are going to use the word that a lot. However, that can be left out, it can be removed, it can be omitted or taken out, especially in speaking. So usually people, when they speak, they don't say that when it comes before the noun clause. Here we have, in this example, I think that beauty is about what is on the inside of a person. The word that here is written in parentheses. What does that mean? It means that you have the option to use the word that or to take it out from the sentence. Either ways is correct. Noun clauses after verbs. Noun clauses come in many different ways. The first one is after the verbs. We have here list of verbs: believe, complain, decide, discover, dream, expect, and so on. The noun clause can come after some of these verbs. For example, we have the first one, believe. We can say, I believe that beauty is about what's on the inside of a person. Complain, you can say he complained that his neighbor was throwing something on his backyard. And you can do the same with the rest of the sentences, with the rest of the verbs. So the noun clause here comes after the verbs. And also here we have the word that in parentheses that mean we can take it out from the sentence. For example, I noticed that she didn't put any makeup on today. The second situation of using the noun clause is after adjectives. In the first one, we used the noun clauses after verbs. Now we have the noun clauses after adjectives. We have here another list of words. Here they are adjectives: be afraid, amazed, aware, glad, certain, disappointed, happy, lucky, sure, surprised, and worried. And they were all start with the verb be. The verb be, we all know that the verb be in the present is like am, is, and are, and in the past it is we use was or were as verb be. A noun clause often follows the verb be, then certain adjectives, such as this list. For example, we can start with the first one. I was afraid that I lost my keys, or I was amazed that the performance was not going to happen again, or I wasn't aware that the car was open. Another examples we have here, the first one is she doesn't seem to be aware that her dress is no longer in style. The second one is, are you sure that these products are not tested on animals? Here we have the verb be before the adjective, then after that the noun clause come after the adjective, and also here we have the same thing but in a question style. After that, we have noun clauses as subject of sentences. We had the noun clauses after the verbs, the noun clauses after the objectives, then we have the noun clauses after or noun clauses as subjects of sentences. A sentence can have a noun clause as its subject. These sentences usually begin with it. They usually begin with it. Common expressions that begin sentences with noun clauses as the subjects include: it is a fact that, it is funny that, it's obvious that, it's possible, it's strange, it's surprising, it's true, it's unlikely that. All these noun clauses start with the word it, as we have mentioned here in the introduction for this part. For example, it is surprising that toothbrushes only became common in the 20th century. The second example is: it's obvious that many beauty products contain unhealthy chemicals. Now let's go to the first part of the exercises regarding the previous grammatical rules. In the first exercise, A, complete each sentence with a verb plus that. So here we will put a verb, then we will add that to the verb. Be sure to use the correct form of the verb. In some cases, more than one answer is possible. So there is no one answer for each one of the sentences. Some of them have more than one example or more than one answer. We will do the first one together, but before that, let's start with the example. I couldn't believe that you told him your secret. So we will use the word that in each blank, but a verb will come before the word that. A suitable verb will come before that in each one of the blanks. Number one, don't. You are supposed to meet us at the restaurant at 7:30 tonight. Okay, now we will try to find a proper verb to use, and we will follow it with the word that. The correct answer here is: don't forget that you are supposed to meet us at the restaurant at 7:30 tonight. Now, feel free to pause the video right now and complete the rest of the sentences by your own. Then you can go back and resume the video so you can check your answers or see the suggested answers here in the following slides. Number two, we are sorry to hear that you are sick. We hope that you get better quickly. Number three, I know that you like that color, but I think you look better in green. Number four, she's always complaining that it's too hot or too cold. I thought that you were going to come to the park with us. Number six, the police discovered that the criminal escaped the country. The last one, number seven, I noticed that you haven't eaten anything on your plate. Now we will go to the second exercise, which is B. Read and respond to each item. Include a noun clause in your response. The first example, talk about something you learned recently. So in this exercise, you have a list of sentences where you are asked to write one of the sentences by your own in each one of them. You have to respond to each one of these sentences. For example, number one, talk about something you saw recently. Talk about something you saw recently. So how do you start this sentence? We will do the same as we did with the first one. Talk about something you learned recently. We start with a subject, I recently learned that a communications company once rejected Alexander Graham Bell's idea. So you will do the same with the rest of the sentences. In the first one, you will talk about something you saw recently. Number 2, you will talk about a complaint you made recently. Number 3, talk about a decision you made recently. Number 4, something you believe. Number 5, a dream you have for the future. Number 6, something you will always remember. Number 7, something you expect to happen in the future. And the last one, talk about something people often forget. Number 1 is I recently saw a film that had great special effects. Number 2, talk about a complaint you made recently. I recently complained that it's too cold in the classroom. Number 3, talk about a decision you made recently. I recently decided that I would exercise every morning. Number 4, talk about something you believe. I believe that I can learn English if I try harder. Number 5, talk about a dream you have for the future. I dream that scientists will find a cure for cancer. Number 6, talk about something you will always remember. I will always remember that my uncle taught me how to ride a bike. Number 7, talk about something you expect to happen in the future. I expect that in the future we will be able to travel in space. And the last one, talk about something people often forget. People often forget that they should be polite to everyone. It's important to put in mind that there is no one correct answer for the previous sentences. You were asked to write something according to your experience. So the answers that we have just shown here in the answer that we have just shown here together is only suggested answers. So feel free to choose your own answers, or you can follow the suggested answers here. Now let's go to the workbook on page 23. We have on page 23 exercise C. In this exercise, we want you to circle the correct words to complete the sentences. We have, before we start doing the exercise together, we have an example. Sarah recently, then we have two choices, complained that and discovered that. She is good at math. She had always thought the equations were too difficult, but now she understands them. The answer, or the correct answer as circled, is discovered that. Now we will try to learn how to find the correct answer when we have more than one choice. In this example, she said in the second sentence, she had always thought the equations were too difficult, but now she understands them. So what does that mean? It means that she is finding the math an easy subject. So what should the correct answer be? Complained or discovered? The correct answer is, as suggested here, discovered that she is good at math. Now let's go to this page where we have the first question. Last night, dreamed that or found out that all of my hair fell out. I was so relieved when I woke up. The answer here is dreamed that. Now let's try to find why did we choose dreamed that. Last night, all of my hair fell out. I was so relieved when I woke up. What does that mean? It means that what happened was when he was sleeping, or when she was sleeping. So, is that something you find out, or is that something you dream about? So it's a dream. So the correct answer is last night I dreamed that all of my hair fell out. I was so relieved when I woke up. So the key to the answer is the second sentence, and to be more precise is when I woke up. Number 2, someday cosmetic companies will stop testing products on animals. It's unfair for animals to suffer. So which one is the answer? do you think? It's unfair for animals to suffer. So we are talking about the suffering of animals. So is it about something you notice or something that you hope? Because we are talking about the future. So the answer is, I hope that cosmetic companies will stop testing products on animals. It's unfair for animals to suffer. Number 3, every mother believes that her children are beautiful. It's just human nature. Number 4, Hamid always complains that he is too short. He wants to play basketball. Number 5, please try to remember that we have to pay for the water we use. You shouldn't take such long showers. The last one, he always knew that he would see better with prescription glasses, but he only recently got them. Thank you all for attending our lesson today, and I wish you enjoy the rest of the day. Assalamu alaikum.